Something shifts in women between 40 and 45 that almost nobody talks about. Not in marriage counseling, not in psychology textbooks, not in polite conversation. But if you're a man, you need to hear it. Because if you don't, you'll end up confused, blindsided, and broken, while everyone else pretends they never saw it coming. Let me make this clear from the beginning. The woman you marry at 25 is not the woman you'll be living with at 40. Her biology, her brain chemistry, her identity, completely rewired by time. And if you think love, loyalty, or shared history protect you from that shift, you're lying to yourself. The programming of women. From the moment she's a teenager, she's trained by society to link her value to her beauty. Be pretty, be desirable, be wanted. That's the script, and it runs on repeat for 20 years. From 15 to 35, she's validated daily. Compliments, attention, men chasing her, strangers smiling, doors opening. She doesn't even notice it most of the time because it's constant, like background noise. But biology doesn't care about scripts. Around 35, definitely by 40, the world's reaction changes. Subtle at first, then brutally obvious. She looks in the mirror and sees the difference. She feels it in the way men look, or don't look. And because her identity has been built on being desired, the fading of that desire feels like death. Not physical death, psychological death. Why your love isn't enough. You can tell her every day she's beautiful. You can still want her, still kiss her, still buy her flowers. It doesn't matter. Why? Because you're locked in. Your validation is obligated. Your love is predictable. But when a stranger at the cafe says, "You look amazing," when a guy at the gym flirts, when she gets that message on Instagram, that's chosen attention. That's unexpected desire. And at 40, that single drop of dopamine feels like a gallon of oxygen to a starving brain. At 20, she shrugged off compliments. At 40, she clings to them. And once she remembers what it feels like to be pursued, your steady devotion will never scratch that itch again. The athlete analogy. Think of an athlete. For 20 years the crowd cheers, cameras flash, coaches praise. Then one day, he's still good, but not what he was. Younger athletes take the spotlight. The fans move on. What happens? Depression, denial, panic. That's your wife at 40. She was used to constant applause, constant validation. Suddenly the cheers fade. She's not ready to accept it, so she fights. Not with wisdom, but with desperation. Why women panic more than men? Men and women age under completely different psychological frameworks. At 40, men are told they're in their prime. Silver fox, distinguished, experienced. Their dating value often goes up. At 40, women are told they're invisible, past their prime, expired. Their dating value in the open market often drops. So what happens? A man buys a motorcycle. A woman downloads Tinder. One embarrasses himself. The other blows up a family. The warning signs. Most men miss. If you pay attention, you'll see the fuse burning before the bomb goes off. 1. Nostalgia. She starts talking about old boyfriends with a sparkle in her eye, digging up old photos, romanticizing her single days. She's living in the past, not the present. 2. The divorce club. She starts hanging out with divorced women who feed her poison disguised as empowerment. You deserve better. Life's too short. Don't settle. These aren't friends. They're drug dealers. 3. Social media obsession. Hours scrolling, posting selfies, comparing herself to younger women. The algorithm feeds her exactly what she craves. Transformation stories, love after 40, empowerment lies. 4. Physical reinvention, extreme diets, cosmetic treatments, clothes 20 years too young. Not about health, about denial, about pretending she's 25 again. 5. Emotional distance. She needs space. She's constantly picking fights, or suddenly eerily calm. Either way, she's not with you anymore. When you see these, don't tell yourself it's nothing. That's the fuse burning. The rewrite of history. When she finally leaves, watch how she rewrites history. Suddenly your 15 happy years together become a prison. She was never really happy. You were always controlling. Every good memory. Fake. Every fight. Abuse. Why? Because she can't admit the truth. That she blew up her family to chase validation. So she paints you as the villain to make herself the hero of her story. Why it's not about you. Here's the brutal truth most men choke on. It's not your fault. You could be the perfect husband. Fit. Wealthy. Romantic. Doesn't matter. Because perfect equals predictable. And predictable doesn't release dopamine. She's not leaving you. She's leaving the mirror. She's leaving time. She's leaving mortality. You're just collateral damage in her war against aging. Society cheers her on. And here's the part that will make your blood boil. Society applauds it. Magazines tell her, you deserve better. Therapists tell her, follow your feelings. Her friends tell her, be brave. Live your truth. But nobody shows her the aftermath. The Christmas she spends alone because the kids stay with dad. The regret when the exciting new man ghosts her. The exhaustion of starting over at 45. They don't show her that the butterflies she craves are just anxiety, not love. That the passion she misses is just novelty, not depth. They don't tell her that excitement dies, and what's left is emptiness. The male reality versus female reality. At 45, a man knows he can still attract women. That knowledge alone is enough. He doesn't need to act on it. At 45, a woman feels her last chance at being desired slipping away. That desperation makes her act recklessly, selfishly, destructively. A man's midlife crisis embarrasses him. A woman's midlife crisis destroys families. What men must do. So what can you do as a man? 1. Recognize the type. If her entire identity is built on beauty and male attention, you're living with a time bomb. The countdown will hit at 40. 2. Stop blaming yourself. You can't love her through a war with time. You can't fix her panic. 3. Protect yourself and your kids. Get your finances, your assets, your documentation in order. When she detonates, she'll take more than your heart. 4. Choose wisely if you're single. Look for women whose self-worth comes from more than validation, who value loyalty, family, legacy, not just attention. Rare, but they exist. The hardest truth. The woman you married at 25 doesn't exist at 40. She's been replaced by new hormones, new fears, new programming. She looks the same, but she thinks differently, feels differently, craves differently. And if her identity was built only on being desired, if her self-worth was tied to beauty, then that 40-year-old woman is not your partner anymore. She's a stranger in your house, panicking against time itself. And when she finally breaks, you'll hear the same tired excuses. I wasn't happy. We grew apart. I need to find myself. But here's the raw truth. She didn't leave to find herself. She left to escape herself. And if you don't understand that, you'll spend years blaming yourself for a war you never could have won. The final word. Brother, don't live blind. Don't think shared years, kids, or devotion protect you. Understand the psychology. Recognize the signs. Protect yourself. Because when women hit 40, their crisis isn't just theirs. It becomes yours. And unless you see it for what it is, you'll get crushed by it. The truth is simple. Men face aging with acceptance. Women face aging with panic. And panic destroys everything in its path. Don't say you weren't warned.